healthy lifestyle during this time is vitally important. And Dr. Todd Muncy with Muncy Chiropractic is joining us this morning to talk about how chiropractic care can help to leading a more healthy lifestyle. And Dr. Muncy, thanks so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me. Let me first start off by just saying thank you to all the medical professionals that are out there right now, working in the hospitals, working overtime, putting in extra work, trying to save lives. They are doing a wonderful job at being crisis care physicians and making sure these people are well taken care of. Very, very proud of those guys.
Yeah, absolutely grateful. And I know you guys are doing a lot of things too to kind of support the community. Tell me a little bit about this new campaign, the 100-year lifestyle.
Well, the 100-year lifestyle is a paradigm in chiropractic that is based upon the fact that we know people are getting older than they ever thought they would. The life expectancy has gone up by months at a time since, the early turn of the century in the 1900s. And so we're looking at these centenarians becoming the fastest growing population out there, and we're trying to get people to learn to live a healthy lifestyle, not only in their 60s, but their 70s, 80s, and 90s, and not becoming vulnerable.
And of course, you talk about during this time with the headlines and the coronavirus, so important to do everything we can to try to stay healthy, right?
Absolutely. We don't want to become the vulnerable population. That's the people most affected out there today, is the people that are vulnerable. And when we talk about being vulnerable, we have to look at the elderly, because it seems that in most reports that we read that they are, most susceptible to these things. But there are other underlying influences that make people vulnerable.
And you talk a little bit about physical activity and how important that is, at least in some degree in your lifestyle. Tell me a little bit about making that commitment.
Right. Well, you want to commit to a healthier lifestyle for the course of a lifetime, because it has been shown that physical activity actually improves your immune system. We learned that moderate physical activity daily will help keep you strong and healthy over the course of a lifetime. We want people to get up, get moving, and do things. Even during this time, there's things that you can do outside. You can, go walking, walk the dogs. You can go out and do yard work, things like that. Even when you have to be socially distanced, there's a lot of things you can do to keep yourself mobile and functioning. It is a wonderful time to get that done.
And of course, you work with the spine and the nerve system. How important is that in keeping that area of your body healthy?
Well, research indicates that the nerve cells, are in direct communication with the immune system cells. And if you take the nerve cell away from the immune system, that the immune system totally shuts down. So maintaining a proper functioning spine and nerve system actually can and does improve the immune system. It's not going to stop you from getting a disease. It's not going to prevent it, but it's going to give you better outcomes in the long run. Your body's going to be able to adapt more to its environment throughout your lifetime by having a properly functioning and healthy nerve system.
And of course, you were talking about making yourself less vulnerable, and I would imagine that sort of plays right into it.
Absolutely. If we want to make ourselves less vulnerable, and what is a vulnerable population? Again, we have to fall back to, if you've got one of the large populations, elderly people that are taking a lot of medications because they have, not taken care of themselves over the lifetime, or something genetically has gone wrong in their life, but they're taking a lot of medications, they're vulnerable. Obesity is an epidemic that we're not looking at in this country right now because the headlines are being dominated by the COVID-19, and there's over 300,000 deaths a year just related to obesity alone. We have to start looking inside and at ourselves and trying to learn and live a more healthy lifestyle.
And of course, you talked about that physical activity and how important that is. How about your attitude? How important does that play in this as well?
Attitude is absolutely important. Going through life with an attitude of gratefulness and a good attitude, and looking for the positive things in life, that helps calm your spirit, eases pressure and stress in your life, and keeps you going. When we look at the TV today, one of my things that I've talked about to a lot of my patients and talked about to a lot of people out there is the one thing we see on TV constantly in this environment right now is the death toll that's on that television. And we have to stop looking at those things. We need to start looking at more positive. How about the survivability poll? And people are surviving and doing and thriving. We want to keep that positive attitude and look for things to keep our spiritual self intact.
All right. And Dr. Muncy, got to ask you while you're here, how are you guys doing? How are you adapting to all of this?
We're doing really well. We're at home right at the moment because our office is closed today, but we're going in every day and trying to help people live a healthy lifestyle and trying to keep them functioning. We're doing the right things. We're taking care of everything and making sure that we bring patients through the door one at a time and keeping things clean and healthy in a safe environment for them. But we're doing well. Our family is doing well and thriving in this situation today.
All right. Well, Dr. Muncy, thank you so much for taking the time to talk with us. Stay well. Continue that community support. Great to have you.
Thank you very much. You all have a wonderful, blessed day.
Thank you. For more information or to get a hold of them, here is that information. You can always give them a call. You can also check out the website for more. We'll be right back. The preceding portion of Daytime Tri-Cities was sponsored by